Oh, hello, everybody. Well, oh, wait, hang on. Where am I? Technical difficulties. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our weekly call, UpRock weekly call. Happy Thursday. I hope you are all having a wonderful first Thursday of June. Summer is fast approaching, or wherever you are may colloquially already be there. Let's bring on stage Jesse and Christopher.
Hey, good morning, good evening.
Good evening.
Hello. Jen, I hate to be that guy, but actually I don't even for a little bit. Remember, it's only summer approaching if you're in the northern hemisphere. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it's winter approaching.
Oh, right. I'm very much, I realize, northern hemisphere centered or elitist, I guess. I heard that frequently about the southern hemisphere is different for you guys. Well, happy, you know what? I heard that in, what do they do in Australia? They do Christmas in July. Have you guys seen this?
I have seen it. Yeah.
I wanna go there one day and experience Christmas in July.
I've definitely seen pictures in Australia of like surfing Santa on Christmas. I mean, I will say this: 90% of the world's population lives in the northern hemisphere. So, statistically.
So half the world's backwards. No.
10% of the world is upside down.
It's upside down world. Yeah.
Well, anyway, happy almost summer for most of us. Happy almost winter for the rest of you.
Well, this in about 1 month, it's going to be your birthday, Chris's birthday, Tim's birthday, and America's birthday. So it's a very expensive time.
Yes.
But it's coming up in 1 month, guys. How was your weekend, Jen?
Okay, so I'm going to give a little background on that question why I laughed so hard. Right before the stream, I was telling Jesse, or like earlier this morning, I was telling Jesse as we're preparing, like, you know what? I feel like I always ask, I did a very, very, I'm not going to disrespect my gender this way, but I kind of did a girl thing. And I was like, you know what? I always ask you guys how your week or weekend was every Thursday. And you guys never ask me. Like, yes, we ask you. We ask you all the time. I was like, no, you don't. No, you never. I have to tell you myself how my weekend was. You know what? Guess what? Why don't we put it to the test? Use our UpRock semantic search, and it will show you. Ask me.
Semantic video search is broken, Chris, right?
I'm sorry to say semantic video search is not available for solving arguments unless I'm the one who's trying to.
Convenient.
Yeah. We're going to inject.
Well, I mean, it's pretty.
Anyway,
great.
How was your weekend, Jen?
Oh, well, thank you so much for asking.
Yeah.
I did nothing.
Well, so curious about it,
I did nothing, but you know what I'm going to do this weekend?
What's that?
I am going to watch Masters of the Universe by the power of Grayskull.
Nice. Actually, it looks fun.
She-Ra makes an appearance. She-Ra, the Princess of Power, naturally.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, of course, He-Man.
Yes, that looks awesome. Yeah. It looks, I like the first version, the 1980s version. That was actually pretty good. I heard it bombed, but actually it was awesome. So I'm hoping this one was good too.
Very excited for this.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. All right. Well, I love the visuals. The visuals already look really cool. And I also want to say, speaking of visuals, guys, I really messed up because Sir Roz has like totally amped up the visuals for the live stream, and they look freaking amazing. And he has a new waiting room image that I totally missed. I started because out of like muscle memory, I did the old one, and I meant to do this one, and it's so freaking cool. I think I did it. I showed it last week, but it's so cool. I love that 80s vibe to it.
I like how the badge is actually really on point with the representing those well too. It's getting better and better. Yeah.
Yeah, they look so good. Well, wait till you see the rest. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen these yet, but they look really amazing. So anyway, that's the new waiting room image that we'll see next week. And I felt really bad that I didn't do it this week, but you'll get to see it next week. It looks really cool. Anyway, but stream is not starting stream has started now, so let's just get right into it, shall we, boys?
Let's do it.
It is our 104th weekly call. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Before I get into that, yes, we do need a new song that goes with this. Because Christopher, Jesse, you really don't mind that song, but you also don't have to hear it that long because we're all getting ready, you know? We don't have to hear it that long.
Yeah.
We need a new song. Also, a song that matches the vibe of this awesome slide here, this visual, right?
Okay. All right. I'll try a couple of, I'll take a stab at it. I'll do a few options.
Yeah.
And maybe inspired by this tune. So it kind of has a little memory of what the old tune was.
Sure.
And let's see if I can like remix the current one we have with something a little
What you
more.
need is an 80s synthwave power ballad
100%.
that still has that chord progression.
Yes.
Yes, 100%. That's what we need. Okay, Jesse, DJ Jesse is on it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, guys, it is our 104th weekly call. Tag today is, well, the topic today is the world is coming together. The synergy, that heart. And you can see from that heart, that flag looks a little familiar because it is Indonesia week. And it's Indonesia week 2.0. Because it's their second week. We'll talk more about that in just a second. Well, I guess we'll talk about it right now. We will try to do some Q&A at the end. So if you have any questions, pop them in the chat. And we will highlight them and we'll get to them at the end. Unless, of course, it is relative to the conversation at hand. Then we'll bring it up then. So pop them in the chat. And I will try to get onto Discord during the hour and see if there's anything in there. But if you haven't left anything on Discord yet, best place to leave your questions now is in the chat. All right. Well,
perfect.
We will go over our country of the week. We've got we'll talk a bit about World Cup and how it relates to us, and that's starting pretty soon. World Cup, Rocket AI launch. We have a new 7-day boost as usual. As you know, we do a boost for checking into the live stream. So we'll show that QR code periodically throughout the live stream. Here's the product updates, Q&A. We'll wrap up and get out of here.
Cool.
And please enjoy the beautiful visuals that Sir Roz and the Rocketeers have created for you. Sir Roz is doing really good. First up, look at that one. Look how amazing that is. That is so freaking good.
There's a lot going on in that picture. I'm just looking. Yeah.
There's 17,000 islands in Indonesia. Wow. That's really.
I did not know that.
Dang.
So it's Indonesia. It is your week. Every week we highlight a new country, region, or even continent, and anyone who's physically in that area will get double their earnings. So this time it's Indonesia. We've already done Indonesia before. But we just got a lot of great folks
backed by popular demand.
Yep, checking in from Indonesia. Here we go. We got one right here. Anyway, you guys get double your week. You get double your earnings this week, and it lasts from. I mean, it's really great for you guys to do your double earnings till to double your earnings. It's really let me start this over. If you are in the country of the week, it's really great to do Rocket Boost. It's great for you to do it anytime, but especially if it's country of the week, because you're going to double your earnings. So might as well boost your earn rate. And you could do that by answering surveys if they're available in your area, playing games. You could do the watch 3 videos a day. You'll see that on the main screen. So I highly recommend everybody do that if at any time, but especially if you're in the country of the week.
Yeah, the
1,000 islands.
We had 1 week to do it, and so backed by popular demand, take advantage of it. Yeah, videos, games, surveys. We've added a second game partner, so let us know how if you guys are seeing really good games in there. There tend to be the top 10 most really popular ones that pay out the most. So hopefully you guys see some really good offers in there that have some deals. And
we know some people are seeing games in there because we're already seeing postbacks coming back. Obviously, there tends to be something of a delay. A lot of times, you install the game and then you start doing some stuff and whatever. But we're already seeing some postbacks coming back, quite a few, in fact. So and it looks like largely additive. I would say We've seen a very small drop in other games. So I think this is good. I think that mostly means, my conclusion is that this mostly means that this is people who didn't have something available before. So I'm really excited. So. I think we did really well.
I hope so. And then I think did Theorem reach the survey partner? I think we got the issue fixed. I'm hoping that went out too this week with the mobile client update. Yeah, so that means
it's not available yet, but it should be.
Okay. So we had one issue that we had to fix, but soon we'll have more survey off inventory too. So hopefully for folks who have not seen any surveys yet, hopefully you guys see some surveys too, especially when it's your country of the week. It's the best time. Surveys pay out the most. These are all optional things you guys can do. You can leave the app running, but we found a lot of people have requested more active tasks. Also, it's a good fun way for you to just open the app and keep the app running by having some games. And a lot of times people are playing the same game. So if you do it through UpRock, you get way more rewarded. Of course, since it's crypto, you can cash out anytime you want, unlike other games where it's just points stuck in their system. So you might as well get those games through UpRock and take advantage of the booster and the rocket booster, especially if it's your country of the week. And so we're going to keep adding more stuff there, more rewards, and more great partners.
Yes. So we'll talk more about the games in later on in the slide. I see there are some questions about them, so I am highlighting them. Don't think I'm ignoring you guys. We'll talk more about games in a few.
Yep.
All right. Well, Indonesia, please take advantage of your double earnings. You started on the 1st, and you have until June 8th. So go ahead and do that. I also saw somebody ask, this is relative to country of the week. Somebody asked, when is a Nigeria? I must have not highlighted. Somebody was asking what about Nigeria? Well, we already had Nigeria as a country of the week, but since we're doing 2.0, I would say it might come up again pretty soon. So,
represent in the comments and on Discord, and that's how we're looking for regions.
Exactly. Yeah, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? So let us know where you're from. Come in mass, and then we'll be like, oh, hey, because that's how it happened with the India and Indonesia, the previous countries. It's like, oh, well, we did a call out, and where's everybody checking in from? And those countries really came through represented. So it's like, let's do another. So same with Jamaica. So keep bringing it up.
Yep. Cool.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the world coming together. Speaking of our world tour, World Cup is starting pretty soon. Next week, as Sir Ross says. World Cup is starting next week, and we've got some promotions coming up. We will share the details on that shortly. That will be on X, so you can see. Keep your eyes peeled and your ears to the ground and your eyes peeled, because we'll have some campaigns going on for World Cup. Pedro, if you're here, I know you love campaigns, social media campaigns, or whatever kind of campaigns. So you might want to keep your eyes peeled for this one. Oh, Jesse, you are on mute.
World Cup starts on June 11th. Okay, so it really is coming up in less than a week.
Oh, I thought it was.
Yeah, as long as you've got Google open, maybe look up what exactly it is they play at World Cup.
It's called soccer. Or football.
No, I think soccer. I might have heard of it. Is that like what kids play or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, in Seattle, they're really the Seattle Sounders soccer team, or the football team, is the audience is awesome. I don't know. I only went to one game, but they have they're truly trying to hype it up and make it a thing here. So but the fans are amazing. There's a whole section where they have basically war drums, and they're singing the entire time. And I swear to God, for 3 hours, I think, I didn't hear any song get repeated once. And everyone was singing a new kind of battle song. And they kept coming up with new songs. And I was like, where's the hymn book? I want to join the songs. Where you guys just print this out? Or you guys memorize all this before you showed up today? What the heck?
So is that a football thing? A soccer football thing, or is that a Seattle thing? Because I've read
it's all over, but they're singing new songs. I did not hear one song repeated. It's crazy.
Because I read that people try out, that's actually a thing that people do. They try out to be part of that group, because they're kind of like the volunteer cheer squad, I guess.
Yeah.
You have to know these songs. You have to know when you're going to play them. You have to whatever. So, okay, so that's a football thing.
Yeah, it's football. It's definitely a football. I don't know. It's a lot of fun. The energy is exciting. It's fun. And we have a new stadium in Seattle, so it's every seat in the house is actually pretty decent. But anyway, and it's going to be in Seattle, so we might want to check it out at least one game.
Okay, yeah,
that'd be cool.
I do have a maximum budget though. I don't think I'd want to spend like $1,000 to watch soccer, but if it's a few $100, maybe I'll do it.
I don't know if you see this in the chat. Vincent is like, soccer does not exist. It is not. Every time you say soccer, he's like, football.
Right.
Every time you say it.
I know football. There's touchdowns in football, but we don't play football in the summertime. It must be something else he's talking about. It must be something else.
You guys know the history of soccer, right? Why we call it soccer?
No.
It came from the British. Like they were calling it soccer. And then it came over to America. We started calling it soccer because that's what it was called. I think it was a slang term, soccer, right?
Yeah.
Colloquially, it was called soccer. They brought it to America. We're calling it soccer. Then they decided to change it over there and didn't let us know. So we kept calling it soccer, and then they changed it. Now they're giving us shit for it. But it's like, you taught us that. It came from you. I learned it from watching you. Okay.
That's funny.
Here's the thing.
I didn't know that.
They don't even know what their units are. If you go into a pub, you order a pint, but if you go to a petrol station, you get buy liters. And I just use the word petrol instead of gas, so I don't even know what the hell I'm saying. I think what I'm saying is, it's probably the Brits' fault, and they should feel bad.
Yes, I think. Well, but isn't it the American term though? If anything goes wrong, just blame Canada. Didn't we learn that from South Park?
And the British are responsible for Canada, so we can blame Canada.
There you go.
The UK. By the way, to Abdul, who's watching, no, historically the word soccer actually comes from the UK. It's only more recently that it's been called football in the UK. That's my understanding.
The more you know, huh?
Yeah. It's 19th century slang for football.
Yeah.
And yes, but what I'm reading, it says that they dropped it because the incorrect perception that it was an American term. It's like, no, it's not. I mean, it is now.
Yeah.
Well,
we took it, but
we'll keep it going. We'll keep
it going. I love this comment though. Who was it said that on Tommy says that make country the U.S. the country of the week during World Cup. That is such a horrible. That's such a great troll. We're like the newest to the game.
Yeah. So by the way, what's going on here? So 48 teams, 12 groups, millions of devices. So Rod's going to do a competition here, right?
He is. He'll share the details on X. So guys, keep your I keep saying keep your eyes peeled, but pay attention. Pay attention to Discord or X, and he'll share that soon because coming up next week.
I mean, and also don't ask me how the contest is going to work. I have a hard enough time understanding the actual rules of football.
Yeah.
When I'm standing there watching it right in front of me, and now it has, to my mind, a very complicated, that the whole group thing, and then you have to play a couple teams, and I'm always a little bit unsure who has actually won, even when you know who won a particular game. So anyway, but I'm sure we're going to do something very complicated. Raz has been planning this for weeks.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's going to be really fun.
Well, I'm also
friendly competition's great.
I love that. Yeah. And also we're going to work on, we're talking to some of our offer providers, see if there's some promotions that we can get in on for next week too. So we'll share that next week when we have more details, but hopefully we'll have something for like playtime for games and things like that. So
yeah, perfect.
All right. A lot of great stuff happening next week. It's just going to be a really fun week.
Yeah.
Well, World Cup lasts for longer than a week, but however long it lasts, it's going to be a really
I'm excited about what's going to happen in Seattle when it comes over here. It's gonna be I think a good vibe.
Sam, who am I supporting at World Cup? Well, I don't really know much about this. My first time learning about soccer or football and World Cup. But I would say, because everybody's representing nations, right? It's not like you're representing a city So if it's a nation, then obviously, bro, USA. USA.
Jen, I don't know how to put this nicely. We don't even really believe in this sport, so it's nice that they let us play in the opening round. But even as the most patriotic American alive, born on the 4th of July, I'm not really expecting the USA to win this particular event.
I don't think we're gonna win. I'm not Delulu. It's not gonna happen. But I still support us.
Yeah.
I think the favorites are like Spain, France, England, Brazil, and Argentina, something like that. I only know this because I did what our British friends would call a cheeky gander over at the prediction markets to see who's leading the prediction markets. So
what's that?
Just assume that those are roughly a good sense of who the top teams are.
Yeah, that's a good way. Yeah.
Well, okay. We have a call for France. Roz says Spain. Mander says Brazil. Yeah, I think those are all pretty good.
Wait, actually, speaking of this, Roz, didn't I bet you a bottle of hooch about a particular game and who was going to win?
Oh, let's use semantic search for that because I think you did semantic video search because I think you did. I don't know what it was. I probably tuned out.
Yeah,
it's the U.S. versus Turkey game. Okay, June 26th. All right, Roz. I will be looking forward to that bottle with bated breath.
Wait, Ridvan, Roz is not the traitor. Roz thinks that Turkey will win. Turkey versus who?
America.
Oh yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Okay. Well, you might as well just buy the bottle now, Chris.
Why would I do that? We're obviously going to win. Right. I know what I just said, but that's when I didn't have liquor on the line. Now that I have liquor on the line, obviously we're going to win. If we don't, fake news, everybody.
Fake news. You can't trust the mainstream media, aka our live stream.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Another wonderful slide. We talked about this last week, but we are looking for co-pilots. And we have a couple of requirements if you want to be a co-pilot. You got to be you got to hold diamond paws. That's really hard to get. The only way you can go get it, as I think somebody in the chat said, is go back in time because Diamond Paw badge was awarded to anybody who is who has had an account with us since before our TGE.
Yep.
And who, at the time that we awarded it, was still an active user. So there's no getting it if you don't have it. We'll have other paws.
Basically, super OG since the beginning.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys, so we gave you a special badge for that. However, the other option, Jen, right?
Oh, and then also a front row. You have to have the front row badge. So, so that's how you get the access for phase 1. Is you have those badges, and we will share front row. Front row is the one where you watch our live stream every week. We share a QR code and a deep link, and you scan it on your Android device or follow the link on your Android device to check you in, and that's how you get the badge. So anyone who has that will be part of our co-pilot program. But Jesse, you want to tell them about what this co-pilot program is?
Yeah, so it's going to be through, right now, the first step will be through the Android app. It will be eventually on iOS too, but this first program is like, I think how the Play Store system works is you can invite up to 2,000 people per beta test group. And so the reason why we're doing this is because it's a full-on agent that has access to storage files, compute. It's basically like think of it like it's like an OpenClaw, but it's our own system. So powered by the same deep research tools that's powered by the DPIN by UpRock community. It'll be able to generate images, do video, music. It can create files. Can understand. You can ask anything you want from it. The best part versus a chat GPT versus an agent is that an agent is proactive. It can actually do work 24/7. So it can find deals. It can hunt things. It can just give you reminders. It can watch things for you. All the cool things we're doing for businesses will be in the hands of everyone, in everyone's pocket. But it's also, we optimize which models to use. We don't make this affordable worldwide. A lot of the agents out there cost like $40 minimum, and sometimes people are spending a couple $1,000s a month on their agents. We think we can get that where it's like basically it should be affordable for everybody to have an amazing agent and our assistant work for them, and Rocket's going to be that. And so we also do a lot of work on the on model testing. It doesn't have to always be frontier models to do most of the like 24/7 monitoring and work out there, but we need to monitor and be careful about the price. So first few 2,000 people is going to be testing the system out. We're going to keep track of like how the cost looks like, making sure we're right on how we're optimizing for which model we're choosing here. And then once that looks really good, very quickly we'll roll it out to all the millions of UpRock users. We don't want to slow roll this like we said last week, because not about like, this is not like you said, Chris mentioned last week. We're not trying to like make this artificial limits here. It's like we really just want to roll out carefully and make sure the cost is good and make sure it's accessible for everyone. So,
yeah. So this is just phase one, the requirements for phase one. That's it.
Yep.
Not the whole
so
thing.
that's why we said co-pilot, not not pilot. Or no, if you wanna test the very first version, which we've been polishing on it and working on it and stuff. But if you want to test the very first version, then you can sign up. We're going to very, very soon.
It will support email. It can actually, you can create a second email for it if you want, or any email you want to attach to. It can support. It can connect to your calendar. Literally all the 10,000 plus, or I think there's thousands of skills now out there. I think 90 plus, 95% of them are compatible with Rocket. So people are building skills for the Hermes agent and also for OpenClaw agent, and they're just skills out there. All those will be compatible with this, with Rocket. But we have our own kind of default set of web research skills that are just powered by UpRock community. And that's going to be amazing because a lot of times the cost to do deep web research can actually be more than the cost of inference. But since it's powered by the UpRock community, you guys are going to get amazing web research powers with your Rocket agent, and it's powered by community. And if you ever want to do like more expensive inference work, like want to use Cdance, because Cdance has a really cool video model. There's really expensive models out there, and some people want to pay for them. But also, you can just earn your way there. So if you want to try expensive model, or maybe even just even one of the regular models that might cost a few bucks a month, instead of paying for that, now you can just do a survey, play a game, and then convert your tokens and spend them in network and get more bang for your token buck by swapping them for AI fuel. So you just have many more options. You can redeem your tokens for AI reference, for AI Rocket to do more cool things for you, or you can just swap out and cash out too. So this is the power Rocket. So every install is actually not just distribution of the agent and it helps, but also great for the token because every install is actually execution layer infrastructure. It allows us to make every single node out there agentic. So the entire millions of UpRock nodes now become just intelligent. Okay, that means it can do smarter work. It becomes a web intelligence supply chain, a distributed web intelligence supply chain for all other agents that can unblock the internet and monitor, track whatever you want, multimodal, semantic video search, all that good stuff. Also, same engine is what gives you those same powers to you too, and not just for businesses. So this is why we're super excited about that. It's going to be the UPT token is central to the whole thing. It allows us to do these microtransactions only possible on Solana. And but yeah, this is what we've been talking about since the beginning. It's like creating this knowledge abstraction layer, this really smart agentic system. So, yep.
Great. Yep. Well, this actually gives me is a great tie into the next slide. The way that we describe what our mission is.
Yeah.
And you guys have kind of, we both agree we have the same mission, but the way we describe it, you guys described it it was a little bit different. And so Ron's playing a very fun WWE.
My picture, I look like more Chad in that one. Like I look like strengthened.
Yeah, I don't know where the hell Roz found that picture of me. That is an old picture of me.
That does not look like, like I could see you in that outfit, but that face does not look like you. You kind of look like Colonel Sanders and Nathan Lane in this photo. It does not look like you.
Oh Lord, Colonel Sanders and Nathan Lane. Jen.
Well, I said it doesn't look like you.
You sure know how to cut a man to the quick.
Wow, yeah.
Well, I do declare. I do say it. say it like girls.
Also, that sounds more like foghorn leghorn. Anyway, yeah, we got into it last week. This is why it's good when we don't overplay on the live streams, because then we actually, then we say sometimes that these live streams are like our weekly stand-up for the community.
Yeah.
And boy, when you and I get into it, that's just like our real weekly stand-ups that you and I have. Well, this is a real weekly stand-up.
Yeah.
That's just like our almost daily calls is usually. It's hard to state, when you've worked with somebody for a really long time on a lot of projects, you're sometimes we can skip all the pleasantries and just go straight to the violently agreeing part.
Yeah.
I feel like this image would be more accurate if it was me in the middle trying to hold you two back from each other.
Yeah, that would be more accurate.
Just like, guys, stop fighting. You're saying the same thing.
Yeah. Chris, I would try to understand your side, but then we'd both be confused.
Well, the thing is, see, sometimes, as Richard Feynman said, I could explain it to you, but first I'd have to teach you like 8 other things. So it's easier to just
I could explain it. I could explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you.
Yeah.
I like the personal one of I would explain it to you, but I ran out of crayons.
This is a battle of wits, and you are losing.
That's right. You need to give Jesse crayons so he has something to chew on while you're explaining. Sorry. Sorry. I haven't had dinner yet. I
love it.
Despite the colorful insults we've just slung each other's way just now, they were agreeing with each other. Same mission, different pitch. And so, if you are curious about how they say it, like, well, Jesse says yours is break the data challenge. Christopher is bring the web to AI agents. How would you explain our mission and how they each do it? If you're curious, go check out the last week's live stream and watch them work that out.
Yeah.
Work that out.
Because we have to we think about this a lot because we have I think we're getting better and better at describing the network, and because I think people try to always put us in a bucket. They're like, are you a consumer app? Are you a B2B play? Are you an enterprise company? I think with agents, with AI now, things that whole concept is a little bit blurred, and with Deepin, it's very blurred because we have a two-sided business for sure. But it really is I think the thing that we learned is like it's a mobile edge infrastructure, but humans are in the loop because I don't think if you let's say you have a million agents out there and no humans actually interacting with them, that won't be very valuable because they can just run off and do things. They don't know if the work is valuable, if it actually matters to anybody. You always want to have a human agent pair. That's what makes this amazing. And that could be for prosumers or for businesses. But how we built the UpRock app, it actually is a runtime on the device. So it can actually do jobs for other companies, for other people. It's the same engine. Chris likes to say there is no spoon, the matrix philosophy, because a lot of people think, is it a spoon? Is it a fork? What are you actually building here? It's actually underneath the hood. It's the same thing. It's the same engine that can do work for you, can also do work for another company, for another business. And you need to ground it with humans. So yeah, I think we're getting better at it on the website. I want to emphasize that because we have millions of devices, real devices that are brought to you by the contributors of UpRock, we can actually unblock and do data challenges that other companies can just fail or break. And I feel like sometimes that's a good message too, because right now we are talking to people, working with people where they say, hey, I use proxies or I do this and it's really expensive. I use these companies like Bright Data, they're really expensive, or I'm using proxies and they just break all the time. And we're trying something else out. Can we try your network? And because of how we built it, yeah, we can unblock the internet for your company, for your agents. And I think that's a really good testament to for what we built here compared to just the kind of the old scraping way of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I totally agree. And I mean, as we said before, it's not, as I said before, and Jesse agrees with me, I know, it's not just scraping. It's about being the eyes and ears. It's about being able to access all parts of the net, just like you do. You open up your phone, your computer, you access the internet. You don't really have to think about that anymore. I mean, how wild is it? Do you guys remember when the first mobile phones came out? I mean, I don't remember that. Do you remember when the first smartphones with a web browser came out? I do remember that. And that was like wild, and like you could look up one little thing, but mostly you went back to your computer, your desktop computer mostly to do it. And now, if I have a question, if I'm not on live stream where I have the computer sitting right in front of me all the time, I pull up my phone first. That's how I access it. And it's the same for agents. They need to be able to access the web. They need to be able to ask questions, do things. So that's why that works that way.
Yeah, I think very soon. So Cloudflare, our CEO, he just put out a blog post that there are now more agents on the web than people, and I think we just passed that mark, and it's going to get crazier. And so, I don't think people actually want to manage tons of agents by themselves. They probably will just prefer one or two that works for them. But every agent is going to be judged by the same kind of few questions. So it's like, can your agent go deep enough on the web? If you ask a question, can it actually monitor 10,000 URLs, not just the first 100 even? Not alone like the first 10. Like Google you can do that yourself as a human. Can it actually do 10,000? Can it do it every day? So how deep enough can it go? Can it actually do that? Then did it see everything? You want to know if it can go wide too. Did it see everything? Does it understand how to get podcasts or audio or just world news as well from different perspectives, from different geolocations? So you're going to ask, like, did it see everything? Then you won't trust it if you think there's some places where it breaks. Did it ever stop watching? So does it have the power to actually monitor 24/7, which is more powerful than a chatbot because it can actually do things while you sleep 24/7? So did it ever just stop? Can you trust that it doesn't actually get a breakdown? Because a lot of times the worst thing about an agent is like you think it's working, but it just got stuck on a problem and asked you the dumbest question in chat and it just says, "I'm waiting for your response." You're not going to put up with that. You're going to want something that can continually do things. Can it work with the team? This is not quite there yet for most people, but you're going to expect that you and your agent also work with you and your families, your friends and their agents. Sometimes you're going to have chat rooms where you can bring in and collaborate together. So in the world of collaboration, you're going to expect that your agents can do more and be safe and secure and do all that stuff. And then last is like, can it actually do stuff on your behalf? So people are going to expect it to have power to do email, log in for you, maybe phone number. A lot of phones have two SIM cards now. It's not very crazy to think that you'll have one SIM card for your AI and one SIM card for yourself, and because a lot of stuff out there requires a phone number, and so can it actually do things for you? And so those are kind of like all the questions you're going to ask and you're going to demand from your agents. And a big part of that is just being able to do things on the internet, like your personal database. And so how are you going to do that? Well, through the UpRock network, because it's both execution layer and distribution. And you can do actual work on the device, on a real device. And you have actually rich native app capabilities that you can do more than just through the browser. So we're super excited about that. And this is why when you guys are joining the Copilot, you're going to see all these tools. You're going to get better and better and better. And why the answer of like, are you a consumer versus enterprise? It's I don't think that's the right framing here. It's like the lines are blurring. Yeah.
All right. Well, great. And if you guys want to be part of the Copilot, again, it takes phase one, takes a couple of badges. One of them is the front row badge. So why don't we do that now? Guys, get your Androids out, and scan this. This has to be on an Android device. Scan it on your Android device. If you don't have, where did I put my phone? Where did I put my Android? If you don't have an Android device, then you can use then this won't work. If you don't want to scan it, then you can follow this link on your Android. Are you guys checking in right now?
I am, and I just noticed to the question about updates going out, the update is now being processed by the Play Store because when I opened up my app to do this, I just got the update notification.
Oh, really? Nice.
So, so that's when I said it was going out soon. I think we meant real soon.
Here is the link.
Yep. So if you don't feel comfortable scanning a QR code or you're on a secret device or something like that, you can hit the link directly. I know a bunch of you are on secret devices. I was just looking at this the other day. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and give a really short answer to our top asked question because like 20 people have asked it. And I'm going to talk about it more in product updates. But are there still web scraping rewards? Yes, there are. We're still doing a lot of scraping jobs and everything else. Are they showing up in your wallets today? Apparently not for a bunch of people. I think I mentioned last week on the live stream that we had processed a bunch of the back rewards from the last 6 weeks or so where they hadn't been getting awarded the moment they came in. And the goal was for them to be getting rewarded like regularly, like every hour or so. Well, that hasn't 100% been happening. And by 100%, I mean, it kind of broke again because once again, we have enough people submitting web scraping and crawl jobs that we're not able to totally keep up with issuing the rewards on time. So we're fixing up the code again. We're going to run it again in a batch. That having been said, some of you will have seen like a single very large transaction. That was certainly bigger than you will ever get or ever likely to get for a single scraping job. The reason you saw a single big transaction is there were a bunch of rewards that had accumulated. So we're keeping track of all of these. We're keeping the logs and we're getting them in. And so my apologies that we kind of went up and then back down on that. But we're working to catch up with those again and to make sure that it runs. As I said last week and the week before, I want it to run consistently every day, every hour, so that we see them coming in regularly, because that's what we all want. We've had some challenges with that, but we're on it. We're working on it. And don't worry, any jobs that are coming into your device, if we will catch up on giving all those rewards, as we already did for about a 6 week period of time, as we will for any gaps here. But of course, I understand totally myself and for everybody. It's super frustrating when you don't see them coming in regularly. So we're going to get back on top of that and make sure we're going to get that fixed so it's coming in regularly again. And hopefully this time we've made a few more changes after we saw how it worked. Hopefully this time it will not stop working after a very short amount of time, and it'll just run consistently. But anyway, we will 100%, we will make sure everybody gets their missing rewards, and as we already have, and we're going to get on top of that.
Great. Cool. Thanks for asking.
All right, guys, go scan. And so go scan this QR code. You have started at 5, but valid at 5:30 p.m. UTC. It expires at 5:30 or 17:30. No, it expires at 5:30 UTC, AM UTC.
Yep.
So it's 12 hours as it's live. The military time always throws me. 24-hour time always throws me off. Start at 17:30, expires at 5:30. I also just want to highlight, we were just joking about your guys' pictures in the previous slide. Look at your pictures in this one. You're so different. Christopher looks like he runs a cartel and sells drugs. And Jesse looks like he works at the DEA to catch drugs.
Trying to be cool. Yeah.
It's so different compared to the last slide, which you were, I don't know, looked a little bit more wholesome. Christopher, you just look like you sell mint juleps.
If I had to choose, it would definitely be mint juleps.
That sounds great right now.
That does sound pretty good. Anyway, I'm really loving these slides from Sir Roz. All right. Well, you said you want to talk about product updates. Well, that was great timing, Christopher, because let's get into some product updates. But before we do, I just love this slide. It looks so good, right?
Yeah.
And the thumbs are back, guys.
The thumbs are back. Yeah.
The thumbs are in.
And also that coat. I mean, if that coat existed, I'd wear it. Yeah, I'd rock that coat.
Me too. Well, I love this. This is so great because
with the collar like that.
I didn't know how to do. I'm not a graphic designer, so I didn't know how am I going to do like a T-shirt. I don't know how to design a T-shirt, but look at banana. Whatever, what is it called? Nano banana. Just like giving us style tips.
Yeah,
I kind of need it. I am wearing a cat shirt, so maybe I do need some style tips.
I've always thought, because actually the AI is really good at generating like fashion ideas, but it's one thing to make the idea, but another thing to actually make them a reality. And Someone should do that on Etsy or something, where you can pair up the ideas with like getting actual designer quotes or something. Like make it a whole community about it. Where you can learn how to make like people can maybe like, because Etsy is very custom bespoke stuff, but people can share ideas on how to turn like if AI inspired idea into something you can actually wear real life. But yeah, this is Austin Poster. So product updates, and we did a little bit already. I do want to say the intelligent swarm part here, building the web's first intelligent swarm. The reason why we say this, because there are agent frameworks out there. You know, OpenCall is pretty popular, right? It's the #1 most popular thing out there. Hermes just came out with desktop app, which is pretty cool too. I use both of them. I tried both of them. They're really great. I think the biggest difference with a lot of the agent frameworks is it's you and your agent, you're kind of siloed. I mean, you can get skills and there's stuff that you can do out there, but a big part of what the UpRock network is about from day one, we've already built a lot of the infrastructure to be able to do orchestrating of tasks across the network. This is why when you have your Rocket agent build a website, you can also say, hey, can you check if my website is running in Japan? We can literally run find a device in Japan, run the website, get the results, and verify your site looks good. This is what we call by kind of swarm power. I think it's just a lot more being able to use the network and not silo, like just have you in your chat room is a big deal, because one is it's way more efficient. You know, it's like right now, if you're doing deep research in Claude or ChatGPT, it's a very expensive process. And then you just waste, and when you close the chat, it's gone, it's done. You don't actually save that deep research. We want to think of ways to make that smarter. And so we're building new primitives that you can actually new primitives for a human agent work together that you can reuse or remix. So you have to constantly think about what is this new way of doing things on the web? What are the new kind of tools, and also new data primitives that make this whole thing better? So if someone actually is scraping a bunch of stuff every day and someone else asks for the same thing, there's no reason why we should do the same job twice. The networks needs to be able to know that. And so that's where open source and public indexes matter. Also, how an agent decides to do what it needs to do is not just intuitive. So we have a thing called execution graph, because have to see, like, when you ask for something, Rocket has a bunch of tools and services it knows it can use, but it needs to learn how to do them well, just like teaching it Kung Fu. It needs to learn how to do the work, be actually good at it. And so you have to, and it can use so many different things. And if it does things 24/7, you can't just let it run and go off and do things. Every agent, when you ask it to do something, will start to distill all the tool calls. We see all the actions and tools that the agent takes and what led to a successful, desirable human outcome. And that is what we distill. And it becomes something that's now repeatable or replayable that other agents can learn from. So the whole system is getting better and better and better. So this is why this idea of like a swarm makes a lot of sense. Is you want every rocket to help other rockets learn how to do better work faster, more efficiently, and more affordably for everybody worldwide. And not just like you and your computer, not just like you and your MacBook, silo like that. I think the power here is like, you got to think of compounding. You got to think of new primitives. And so that's what the insight stack is. That's what the execution graph is all about. The latest update we just did right now has a big part of that was unblock some scraping jobs we did for a big customer in this latest release. And so that's one of the things where we can do that for one company. Now we can do it for many people too.
Yep. Yeah. So we've got a bunch of new scraping skills out for even more customers, and we're gonna keep after it. And then we also have another desktop update almost ready to go. You guys should be seeing that in the next couple days. And then once again, I already previewed this, but we are just really digging into the exact reward engine that actually takes care of processing all of the transactions into your individual accounts, which is a big job. And we were about 6 weeks behind on that. We got all caught up, and then we're now a little bit behind again. So we're gonna catch up on that again.
Yeah, Chris, what's your thoughts on this? Whose question here?
For now,
Okay,
probably not in the next 6 weeks, because for now, Rocket AI is going to be in our sites. But you can 100% add our AI generated sitemap, which Rocket generates using our crawl network to make the best AI sitemap out there. And not only can you, you should add that to your website. You can go do that today on uprock.ai.
Yep. Yeah. In the first step, what we're going to do is introduce Rocket through the application. So Android first, iOS. Part of our strategy to get back proof quickly on iOS is to actually add Rocket there. So it'll be Android, iOS, the website itself actually. Some of the actual settings for Rocket-based Rocket engine will go through the website, so it's just we can move faster on that way, and so they'll start there. I think as we'll see how it goes. If demand, if there's more demand for Rocket in other places, in other applications, like if you want to bring it into Slack, connect your WhatsApp, Telegram, that's where we think the demand will go first, versus like an API for your own website. So we're gonna play it by ear, on the as far as like which third parties to support out of the box. But my gut, based on what other people are doing with other agents, it's going to be like attach it to your social accounts, things that you're already using, like like I said, WhatsApp, Telegram, Slack, etc. Yeah.
Okay, great. Nope. Any more updates on that side of things?
I think that's mainly it. We're just working away, guys, on the Rocket harness and all of it. So it's a lot of work, but we're so excited to give it out to you. So mainly, yeah, everyone who's earning your first row badge, you're eligible for about that. We're going to do the first 2,000, and then you can try it out. But we're not going to slow roll this. We really want to just test it out for a few thousand first, just to be safe, and then we'll roll out to everybody.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. Well, if that's the case, then let's move on to mobile. We can well, let's start off with the iOS news. Any news from iOS?
No updates since last week. Hopefully we will have some more. We are prepping a big update for Apple, and hopefully by next week it will be in. So yeah. No significant progress there since last week.
Yeah, we actually had a call with them, and so sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, we had another call with them, and they finally told us exactly the concerns they had, and they never told us till that call, and so we feel pretty good about the changes we need to make, and a big part of it, and also adding Rocket AI, I think is going to actually really improve our chances there. So the issue with Apple is that they don't really like passive tasks, really. And so we have to be very careful how we do this, because we want our iOS users to also earn passive tasks. That's why we have to introduce badges. Rocket AI, I think, because agents have to do things 24/7, so it can fetch you deals. Agents can do this. So there's no reason why I think they can say that that's a bad thing. I don't understand how they could, because people are going to demand agents to do things for them, and every company is going to have something like that. And so I think introduction of Rocket AI will help. Yeah, I think I don't see what they can come up with, but you never know. Apple review team can always just be kind of vague, with the rules. So we feel pretty good about it. Our goal is to introduce Rocket through AI, and then what we're going to do. One thing they did say for sure is the old listing is not going to be allowed anymore. So we will have to upload a new listing, which will mean we'll create a pre-registration program, and we're going to do that on the live. We'll announce on the live stream, show you how that works. It's basically a link, and so when you pre-register, everyone who signs up early will get access to Rocket AI first, so that's great. And then as soon as the app is live, it will actually auto-install it, so you don't have to worry about being first or not. It'll just happen for you as long as you pre-register. So that's a program that Apple has, and that's how that will work. I think we should be able to actually, knock on wood, but actually at least start signing pre-registration, because we're allowed to do it 2 months in advance. We want to launch Rocket this month, but we can start now. I feel pretty comfortable about that. So I think we should just actually set the pre-registration up by next week,
Right. Yeah. All right. So if anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about here, we have had the UpRock app available on Android, iOS, macOS, Linux, and iOS. But in November of last year, we found ourselves in review purgatory and have been trying to work with Apple since then to get the app updated.
Yeah.
But while we are, so obviously the iOS app is not available. It had been available for a couple of years and it suddenly got delisted. We're just working through that. But even though there's no update of the iOS app, every update that we've been doing for Android, we've also been working on for the iOS build. So when it finally does get approved to be released, it will be it won't be behind Android. So you'll get all these great things that you're seeing if you're on an iPhone.
We've been keeping the apps pretty much at parity. It might not have 100% exact, just depending on the exact particular release that they end up cutting. But we're not, the app's not months behind. We've been implementing each thing as we work on it for iOS as well as for Android. So
yes, and so you'll notice too, like whenever we do the we show you guys the QR code to check in for the live stream. By the way, let's just do that now. Whenever we show this QR code so you can check into the live stream and earn your weekly front row badge, we always say you must be on Android. And this is because the iOS app is not available. This only works on Android. So as I'm telling you about this, why don't you go ahead and scan it. If you haven't already checked in, here's a good chance for you to do that now. And if you want to follow a link instead of using your camera app, or if you're on a Saga device, I can't copy and paste right now. Why not? What's going on here? Why can't I copy and paste?
Sounds like.
What's happening? Oh, here we go. Okay.
Ghost in the machine.
Ghost in the machine, yes. If you are on a Saga or Seeker device, you can follow this link instead.
Yeah. And for everyone on iOS, we will do something really exciting for you guys since you have been able to participate in the weekly badges. And pre-registration will be a big deal because we actually need to rebuild our listing there. So a big part of the App Store is like you want comments and reviews. We lose them all essentially. And so pre-registration is really helpful because you can go in there and start rating early, and that helps us get more exposure, rise in the rankings, rise in the listings, get more organic traffic. And then finally, people who are looking for UpRock in the store will actually see something, which is great. So we'll do something really special for all our iOS community as well. And so this is why it's just so exciting. So I think pre-registration can be ready by next week, and then we can start doing promotions for the iOS community. So, yeah.
All right. So let's go into more product updates, and we'll go into games. A lot of you guys have noticed we have a new game partner called Playtime. So if you are updated to the latest version, this came out last week, and there is a new update already on Android this week. So go ahead and update it. If you didn't update last week, then you'll see today that there is a new game provider called Playtime. What's great about this provider is they have a great they have more offers that are available around the world. So some people were having issues with my chips. They said, "Oh, there's not a lot of games in my region," and that's fair. You know, they have a huge catalog, but sometimes they just don't have any offers in your region. Playtime has I think they would have more offers in more regions, or they would have more regions available. So if you had trouble with my chips, go give Playtime a try. That's there for you. Let us know what you think of it. I have noticed in the chat that some people are saying they've had issues with getting their rewards for Playtime as they've been testing it out. So if that is the case, please open up a Discord ticket, and one of the Rocketeers will help you out and then pass it back on to us so that we can look into that, and we'll get that sorted out, because we definitely want to get your rewards for that. There's a lot of good games in there. So please let us know if you're having any issues. I also saw Shot Gamers. You said that my chips are gone. I am guys looking into it. We didn't remove it from any geo. So can you let us know what geo you're in? And are you seeing Playtime but no my chips? If you can't put it in the chat here, then can you open a ticket on Discord, and maybe Spaceman can loop us back in or one of the Rocketeers can loop us back in, because that shouldn't be gone. So let's see. I think
that I was just checking in on that again myself, and yeah, it's still running. So interested to know what region you're in. They might have pulled down some inventory. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I'm seeing enough comments about having issues with playtime tracking. So we'll make that's the priority. So we'll take a look into that. And if there's any issues, don't worry, reach out to the Rocketeers, leave a message on Discord, and we'll get you sorted out. Oh, okay. And you're saying that some of the playtime games don't pay. Oh, pay. They don't pay. Okay, right. That's top priority. We'll look into that. Yeah, that should definitely be paying out.
Yeah, so let us know. The Rocketeers are great about this. If you create a ticket, anytime that happens, they're right on top of it. They'll just issue the reward anyway, and then also helps us keep track of helps prioritize it if you send a ticket in, and then we will share with the partner and fix it. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right, take a look. All right. Then badges. Well, we just talked about, survey update. We have the new survey reward. We talked about that at the top of the new welcome survey. We talked about that at the top of the hour. We have a new survey provider that's been integrated. I don't believe that was out in this release, so it will be probably next release. So you have more survey options. And then there are some things that we need to do with the welcome survey. And this is the survey where it's more of a questionnaire. It's only like 4 questions to start with, where we ask some super high level questions that will help us better filter the survey list. So we're showing ones that you qualify for. With super high level stuff, because sometimes they want to know, are you what is your sex or gender? What's your sex? Are you a man or a woman? Or male or female?
Yeah.
Do you live in this country or whatever? And let's say they're looking for a man who lives in Romania, but I'm a woman who lives in the United States. If I already answered that question, then it wouldn't show me that survey. So it'd be perfect. Mm-hmm. But there is some things we want to fix with it, because there are some questions that you might be able to update. Like you can update where you live. So we're working on fixing that so you can edit your stuff, but also not edit other things. Like you can't edit your birthday if it's asking for that. All right. Yeah. Next update, not really much of an update, but a reminder. We have our badges. I've seen some people ask questions about how to get the, we already addressed it, how to get the diamond paws. You see there's no diamond paws in here because you can't earn that one anymore. That was given out to people who met a certain criteria. It was a one-time thing, award that gave a lifetime reward. But people are asking about this one with a sneaker. I saw a question here about how to get the first steps one. Here we go. That's the one with the sneaker. Okay, so if you don't have it, if you don't see it, it's totally fine. Usually where you go is you tap the fab button here, right? There's a fab button.
There's a welcome survey, like a FAQ type / kind of onboarding tutorial about what UpRock is. Yeah.
So you do that one, you answer a question, takes you to the next question. If you don't see that, that might have meant that you had UpRock installed already, and you already did that welcome survey, and you did it before we released this badge. Totally fine. All you gotta do, uninstall UpRock, reinstall it, log into your account, and you'll see it there again. Okay?
Yep.
And you only get awarded this badge once. So it's not like you can just uninstall and reinstall and keep getting multiples of the badge. You only get it once. So if you did it, if you don't see this, that means you probably already did the survey. So just uninstall, reinstall, you'll see it again, you'll get your badge. Okay?
Yep. And if you already have it, no need to do anything.
Yeah, if you already have nothing you need to do. You already got it. And that one comes with a boost, so go do it. It's like one of the easiest ones to do too. It's so easy. All right. I think that was it with the Android app questions. let's move on real quick before we go into Q&A.
I think that's the main ones, guys, because we're really just pretty heads down on getting Rocket AI out. So that's the So we're doing fixes like a lot of these updates the past couple of weeks are really behind the scenes. You're not seeing too much up front. Like the new partners is great, but some of the actual fuel engine is is for some of the contracts that we have, and then really a lot of it's Rocket AI. So that's why we're really excited about that. So we got to get it out this month. That is what's happening.
Real quick, actually, I don't know the answer to this question. Christopher, do you know if uninstalling and reinstalling to get
you should not mess with device verification if you log back into the same account on the same device ID.
Perfect. There you go. All right, let's do a quick update with D Pioneers, or more of a reminder for D Pioneers before we get into Q&A.
I love this. I love this picture. I don't know who made this one, but it's a great one.
Isn't it so great? I love the little line cat. Oh, the SS Pioneer. I love that. Oh wow, all the text is so great.
Yeah.
I wonder if this must have been Nano Banana too. It's the best. Okay, so D Pioneers is the Meow Dow.
Hey Jen, actually, your coat matches the vibe of this picture.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh fuck yeah! Okay, cats. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Represent her.
Yeehaw.
Roll hard.
That's right.
Anyway, so D Pioneers is it's a wonderful group of the space cats that are all things DPIN. And I want to give a reminder, every week the group, they do a call on Discord. It's at 6 p.m. UTC every Wednesday. And they are also giving away some soul every week.
Yep.
And so if you have not been a part, if you have not...
this is a fun thing because this is, a lot of NFT projects are down. They're doing a great job of keeping it alive and active and fun. There is a treasury with the D Pioneers. So the NFTs are backed by DPIN tokens. One of those tokens is actually UpRock. And so, because we have a liquid staking token, it actually generates yield, actually generates, revenue. And so the D Pioneers community said, hey, let's make this fun instead of there's thousands of members, instead of a lot of people getting a little bit, let's make this more fun and make more of a raffle, more like a prize. And so, and then it's more meaningful for persons. And your chances of winning are really high. This is way better than any lottery out there, So all you have to do is own the NFT, and you're getting, actual, proper soul amounts. I think they're giving it out. So it's pretty easy to do. Just join their Discord. I think they give out 0.5 souls. So it's like,
the more than just joining your Discord, though. You got to be a holder.
You got to be a holder. Yeah, exactly. But it's a really high chance of winning it. So, and they're doing it regularly now. So pretty cool.
Yeah. So shout out to they just did their 5th weekly cargo drop, is what they're calling it. So their winners they just announced on X. So that's D Pioneer Cats, plural cats. So DLYIY, Snowtoshi, and Jose Lu are the winners for this week. So it's super easy, guys. You just got to hold a kitty cat, go one of the space cats, and join the Discord. That's it. And you can tune in for that weekly drop. It's 0.75 soul, and it's every week. It's pretty great.
Yeah. Honestly, soul just dropped, so everything's on discount right now.
Yeah.
And so I think one guy won twice, so it already covered the cost of the NFT, and so he's sitting great. But yeah, I mean, right now I think it's a good time to start just build up your soul supply, because it's have conviction in the Solana community. Anytime down, good time to buy. So including UPT. So yeah, so this is great. So join them right there, dpioneers.com, but also in the Discord is where you can see all the talk happening.
That's where you can see. This is where you can get the cats. You have to be a holder of one of D Pioneer cats to participate.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And then also, please join the cats on the weekly call. I know there's a lot to go through, as Johan says. How can I have the time? Where do you find the time? It's on weekly calls, and I'm sure we're certainly not helping by often going to 2 hours.
You can have Rocket watch our live stream for you.
Yeah, there you go. Semantic video search. You don't need to actually. Well, you do need to be here for the.
Yeah, it'd be no. We don't want just Rocket. It's just us four and Rocket. Hey, Rocket. Hey. I'm summarizing this for all people.
Yeah, guys, we want you to use our tools, but don't use them all against us, though. You're here with us.
Yeah, but if you need to get the summary, Rocket can do it for you.
Rocket can do it for you.
Well, actually, the UpRock.ai tools. Rocket doesn't have that one integrated yet, but it will.
Yes.
But and also, like Christopher said at the top of the stream, the semantic video search only works if you're trying to prove him right.
That's actually the hardest part about building it, is that it has to know whether I'm right or not, and then it can answer your question.
Yes. Okay. All right. Let's get into some Q&A.
Okay.
And boom! Look, another great slide from Sir Ron.
Nice.
Rocket has thumbs, a cool jacket, but no pants. Pervert.
Business up front, party downstairs. Nice.
He just wants to make sure you all see the lipstick. Okay, never mind. That was pretty gross.
I just got it. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's get into some questions. I think we will.
Lots of questions today.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through the star list. There's a lot about diamond paws, which we already answered. We talked about the there's a lot of questions about here, how about this? Let's start with this. When will everyone have access to Rocket AI?
Okay.
As soon as we can. As I said before, we're not doing some artificial scarcity thing. We're going to just be rolling it out in batches as long as we're seeing that the backends and that the engine is stable. So I don't know whether that's going to be a couple weeks or like 6 weeks, but we're just going to be rolling it out based on start with some of our users with badges and then expand it, and then just probably after that, just based on how active users are. So we'll be rolling it out in batches. And but like I said, we're going to just try to drop the batches regularly as long as things look stable. Actually, it's interesting. We're doing some slightly bigger testing right now already, and I hesitate to say this because this is how I curse myself, but knock on wood, it seems like actually not only are we doing okay with how much performance it takes, how much CPU and compute it takes, but actually we're sort of towards the lower end of the estimates on that, which is really good. Higher end would be more CPUs, lower end is less CPUs. So far, fingers crossed, it's going okay now that we're getting a little bit more usage data in. So I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. They're seeing a lot of questions on. Let's do a high level. How does the web scraping work? All
right. So there's something going on. We're digging into this right now. So in general, the way it's supposed to work at a high level, jobs come in, they get processed by our distributed edge network, and then that data is aggregated into a series of logs, which get inserted into a queue and then processed to actually reward each person's account. What clearly something is going on. Now, I do want to point something out. Some of you may have noticed, like over the last week, especially during last week specifically, like in the end of May, that you got like a bunch of rewards. Those were ones I think I'd mentioned that we were way behind on processing. We've been having problems with this whole processing. So we've been archiving all these logs, and we finally got it fixed. And then we backfilled that and we rewarded everybody. So some of you had a couple of really big earnings days. Those were processing all the jobs that you had already completed that we had not yet rewarded you for. So we don't yet have enough jobs on the network. I know somebody sent me a screenshot where they're like, look, I got like 50 jobs in 5 minutes. And it was like, no, I hate to break it, but at the moment, your device can't even process 50 jobs in 5 minutes. So that was us just backfilling some of the missing ones. That having been said, several other people have sent me stuff, and it really looks like we're having a processing problem. This came up, I think Spaceman and a couple other people brought it up to me earlier today. We're digging into it right now, but as I mentioned either 1 or 2 weeks ago, the challenge with this is sometimes the jobs come in a bunch at once and we have a big data processing problem, and then we fall behind, and it seems like the system that's doing those rewards is broken right now. So we're working on it, and we're going to get it fixed. And of course, we archive all of these logs, and we'll go back and play them back and compare them to each account. If there's any jobs that you didn't get rewarded for while it's not working, then you'll get a burst of rewards again, just like that. And obviously, it's way better if they're coming regularly, like as soon as possible after the job is done, which is what I want it to be doing, how we want it to be working. So we're on top of that, and a couple people are working on it right now.
Great. And
if I've seemed a little bit distracted, it's because we're having a conversation about this like in parallel. So let me say that, I am also, I'm sorry. I know that there was a long delay while we were getting this whole new reward processing system working, and I really thought that it was going to be very, very reliable, and clearly it was not. So we're gonna get that fixed up.
Great.
Johan asks, how is web scraping distributed across users? Some jobs are distributed. All jobs are distributed more or less at random. Some jobs are distributed widely because the goal of them is to get like a high-level picture of how the internet sees something, which means lots of devices all over the world. Some jobs are distributed per region. I think actually pretty much all of our newer paying customers who are doing AI-related tasks, they're interested in devices in a particular region. Different people, different regions, and it's not always the regions you expect. It's not just the US or Western Europe. There are a number of Asian and African countries that people are interested in, Southern Hemisphere countries as well. So, but a lot of those will have one customer interested in this region, another customer interested in that region. So those jobs will be distributed again, sort of a fair random process, but within that region. Now, there is a caveat to when I say fair random. What I mean by that is if your device is online, if your device responds to its job notifications, then it will tend to get more work immediately afterwards. So when a job comes in, if your device is already connected and processing a job and it's eligible, and there's another device that hasn't connected for a while, then the device that's active will get that next job if it's eligible. And if two jobs come in, one device will get one, another device will get another one, and so on. So that's how they're distributed. So first we figure out which devices it's eligible for. Eligible meaning it's got the right version of the app, it's in the right region, and so on. And then after that, we hand them out sort of in a round robin, one by one. But we also perturb that a little bit to make sure that devices don't get like stuck in a loop where it's like, oh, this one device just like jobs are coming in at just the right rate, and so they're all going to one device or something like that. So we after a few minutes of getting jobs, then you get to take a break for a few minutes, and then you go back into the queue.
Okay, so then is that what this means? The pending next to the jobs means that they are waiting to be completed.
I think so. I don't actually know the specific field you're talking about. I haven't seen that in the UI myself. I mostly look at this in the terminal. But pending jobs are probably jobs that aren't completed yet. And yes, if you see a log that it failed to update request ID on a particular job, then that means that web scraping task failed. I know the most recent release was specifically designed to fix a problem that one particular customer was having with a high percentage of failed jobs. But that was one specific use case. It wasn't across the network. You want to just keep on the web scraping questions, since there were a lot of them?
Oh, I thought we addressed most of them.
There was just one about what happens when two different devices are connected to two separate networks.
Here we go. Yeah,
if you have separate devices on separate networks, each of them will be eligible for its own jobs based on the parameters of that network. So I guess the answer is sort of it depends. If they're connected to very similar networks, there might just, depending on the job load, they might end up competing for jobs. If there's lots of jobs for that region, or if they're relatively separate, different kinds of networks, like say a Wi-Fi network that's connected to a fixed internet provider and a mobile network, then it's much more likely that they'll have different pools of jobs available.
All right, fantastic. Okay, I guess let's see. Well, a lot of the questions were really about web scraping. A lot of comments about the issue with playtime rewards, not playtime games not giving you your rewards. So we are looking into that after as soon as we're done with this call. Let's see. Oh, well, this is not, let's see, is there anything new? Yeah, a lot of questions about the web scraping. Okay, so then
glad everyone's paying attention, man.
What's that?
Yeah, one of the things too is Rocketeers have, they say that a lot of folks have questions about how web scraping works in tasks. And so this is great because one part about what makes Rocket so fun is part of its file system is actually knowing all about UpRock and be able to answer these questions directly. So just being able to chat in the app and say, hey, what's web scraping about? It's going to it'll have knowledge of all that, and you can actually have a better experience. And anytime it feels like it's not right, you can just bring it on the live stream, and we'll get better at training Rocket to speak more intelligently about what all things UpRock.
It'd be cool if I could have a by Rocket like modeled after Chris, and then I say, I want you to answer my questions like Chris would answer the questions, and then Rocket would just like lay back, pull up a cigar, like, all right, let's get into this, right? And then you could say, I want my what? How does the web scraping work? Answer as if you were Jesse, and then Jesse would put on his sunglasses and start giggling, and then tell you all about it. That'd be really cool. Then you could get your own, Pocket Christopher anytime you need Pocket Sensei.
Sounds like very close to Black Mirror. Yeah, no.
I think it'd be great. Okay. Then Mander said, well, we were talking about the t-shirts and hoodies. Like he has here a really cool shirt. I mean, he needs pants, but really cool shirt. But what we could do is even if we don't have these, if you have design styles, please share with everybody. If you can hop on Discord too, I think there's even a dedicated room just for merch. But if you have some stuff that you want to share, please let us know.
Yeah, definitely share it.
Yeah. But you know what we could also do, guys? I never really got the patch thing, but now that I'm seeing these images that Roz is making, these patches are such a great idea. I already have a jacket that I could put these patches on. So I think making patches would be great. People can put backpacks, they can put it on their shirts. Everybody likes a good patch. So that might be something we can do.
Yeah.
Then the last question is not necessarily it's not a question at all about the project, but Odin has asked a couple of times, do we speak any languages other than English? No, not me. I used to speak a little bit of Mandarin, Chinese, but I am tone deaf. So nobody could understand me. Me speaking it and other people understanding me are two very different things. But I could read and write better. But
I can speak. Chris actually speaks a few different conversationally. You get around in Europe a lot, right? I speak Korean and English and Pig Latin, and that's it. But you're learning a little bit of Romanian now that you're there for many years.
I speak a little. I speak pretty good German. Speak a little bit of Spanish.
Yeah. Yep.
Oops, wrong one. Yeah. So, oh God, I'm lagging behind. Like nothing. I speak broken English. That's
you speak just when enough Tagalog is when your mom's mad at you and yelling.
Oh, when there is chismis happening, there's some gossip. I know that.
Exactly.
But that's about it. That's not speaking it. That's just hearing.
Yeah. Drew speaks smartass. Yeah, I also speak that one too.
You speak smartass? Yeah. Pretty good. Smartass, smart and ease.
Yes.
Smartassish. All right. Well, let's see. There are new questions here. Does our device? Oh, here we go. Here's some new questions. Does the work our device find depend on device performance, like our GPU or RAM, or just network performance?
For the vast majority of jobs, in fact, essentially it doesn't depend on GPU or RAM. If your device is running the UpRock app, then it will it will be equally eligible. Now, there's a caveat to that, which is if it takes a long time to process, then of course it's busy processing and wouldn't be available to pick up the next job. But no, we definitely don't use GPU right now. And RAM, it's possible that crawl jobs can fail because of a RAM error, but when that happens, it's pretty rare. And when that happens, then they just kind of end up as failed jobs. It happens so rarely that we don't really do anything special about that at the moment.
And then how about a hotspot versus home internet?
It just depends what the networks are. So if somebody's looking for a particular internet service provider, then it depends. But hotspot versus home internet, I mean, obviously also potentially differences in speed, so how long jobs take, but we don't like, we as UpRock don't have an opinion about hotspots versus home internets. It just depends if somebody submits a job and says, hey, I need this ISP or that country, and so on.
Yeah.
All right.
Spaceman, since your question, you already indicated that was from desktop. Yes, those pending jobs, specifically when the desktop app tells you about pending jobs, that is how many jobs are in the potentially pending pool for your device. But if you see the pending number not really changing, it usually means, if you see pending not changing and you don't notice your device picking up jobs, what that means is that those pending jobs were potentially eligible for you, but not actually eligible. So in order to, for those of you who are super nerds, in order to make the network run quickly, we assign jobs in 2 passes. The first pass is to exclude the ones that are definitely impossible, which leaves us with a smaller set. And if that set is bigger than 0, then we do some more in-depth calculation to figure out whether there's a specific one for you. So sometimes you will see, I even see this right now in my own, I have 24 pending jobs available. What that means is that there are 24 pending jobs in my region, which are not definitively impossible for my device to process. But when it checks in, it discovers that none of those are actually eligible for my device right now. So that's as expected. I'd say it's not uncommon for that number to stick around. If you see it stuck at if you see it stuck at a static number for a while, that usually means that somebody submitted a job incorrectly, and so it's actually impossible for it to go to any device. So if it's like, oh, it's not definitively impossible, but then you don't see a job showing up, that usually means that somebody submitted a batch of jobs that have a conflicting requirement. So we try as much as possible to weed those out at the time they submit jobs. We return them an error and we say, what does a conflicting requirement mean? As an example, somebody says that the job must be on a must be on a mobile carrier and also must be on Wi-Fi, right? That is an impossible requirement to satisfy usually. Because your Wi-Fi is a home ISP and your mobile carrier is a mobile carrier. So both of those things can't be true at the same time. So that's an easy example that we can weed out at the beginning. But there are some, because of the dynamic nature of assignment, there are some that turn out to be impossible in practice, even though we can't determine in advance that they're impossible. And so when that happens, those jobs will just sit in the pending queue until they time out, at which point that the person who sent those jobs will get a report that all their jobs timed out. And usually a day or two later, they'll get an email from me or somebody else on the team politely explaining to them that you can't have 2 conflicting things at the same time. So it's like saying, what I want for dinner is an orange, and also I want food that's not orange. And it's just kind of a hypothetical example. So that job might show up in the pending list, but it'll never be assigned, because at runtime we'll determine that oh no, this doesn't match, and then it'll time out.
Okay, great. All right, guys. Well, I think that that's it for the Q&A. I think that I want to let Christopher go, because I know he's trying to figure out, he's working on this web scraping rewards issue.
Yep.
And let's let the man get back to work.
Dev, do something.
It's going to be a late night. I predict it's going to be a late night, because web jobs are still flowing through. We're just looking at that. And I just sampled some random accounts, and I see people getting rewards. But clearly, I hear a bunch of you saying you're not getting them. So something is going on.
Yeah.
That's causing that.
Okay. All right. Well, let's let him get to work. Get back on that, and then we'll call it a week. Jesse, what do we want to sign out with? What kind of music?
Let's do this song from last week because that was pretty good. And this month is about Rocket AI. So yeah, let's do that. So next live stream, or maybe we'll post it before that. Pre-registration is coming for iOS. Definitely sign up. If you sign up, you'll be first in line for Rocket AI, which means you'll get first access to more rewards, and it's just better be there at the start. So we also love your help on reviews and ratings, and helps boost our listing in the community to grow the iOS community back, since it's been a while, and that's coming. So that's exciting about that. And then for Rocket AI, for the Android side, just earn the badges, and then we'll start adding people to the 2000 list for the testing. I think those are the two biggest things. Like next week, we can talk more about, I think, the fuel engine and orchestration. I think it's really, a community is really the moat here, and explaining the difference between it's one without the other is not the moat. It's both. It's the execution graph, and also the network. Because if it's just a bunch of devices, it's proxies. But with execution graph, and it's all that crystallizes the plans, and the fuel engine is what makes the magic. And that's the same fuel engine is what powers Rocket too. So let's talk about that a little more next week. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I'll end with that one song from last week.
Yep. All awesome. Right. Well, as always, everyone, thank you for spending your Thursday with us. And it looks like a lot of you decided to spend your Thursday with us this week, which is great.
NAN,
NAN
too. If you guys out there, if you also use agent workflows, reminder that NAN is live. So our UpRock tools are actually available on NAN, and I just forgot to mention that. So that's it.
Yep. Yes, that's right. It's live on NAN. In fact, that's one of the numerous, but one of the sources of the jobs. Like I said, you can tell I've been a little bit distracted. We've been looking at this. Jobs are flowing. That was like my first concern, was like, I have some monitoring, but whenever somebody's like, web scraping is down, I'm like, oh my God, are we like failing customers? So the good news is our customers' jobs are still coming in. The slightly more confusing news is I see the jobs coming in, and I see the records going in, and I see some people getting rewarded, and other people are saying they're not getting rewarded. So I'm going to have to be digging into another video, some of your accounts individually, to figure out, did you actually process jobs? Did you just get terribly, terribly unlucky? But that doesn't really make sense, because nothing's changed in the assignment in the last few days. So it shouldn't have, if you were already getting jobs, you shouldn't have started not getting jobs. This is just me talking through things. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a great Thursday. Have a great weekend. We're going to have a long night looking into this.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
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 UpRock, Rocket, swarm online, NAN gates open, claim the sky. UpRock, Rocket, swarm online, NAN gates open, claim the sky. N8 lights the workflow chain. UpRock skills ignite the flame. Agents rise, automations fly. Rocket cuts across the sky. Beta legends, take your place. First go pilots, join the race.